San Diego Union Tribune and a writer named Aaron Bergen has put together a pretty good summary of San Bernadino, headlined "Reaching the Point of No Return," buckling under rising employee costs, recession-racked revenues, and the sudden takeaway of millions of state dollars. Officials in the city of San Bernardino said they risked being unable to make payroll and satisfy creditors. And, of course, Mayor Pat Morris simply said, "We are bankrupt." And, of course, this is the news. Although I love all the stories that are coming out now about, well, are there going to be more municipal bankruptcies throughout California? I mean, we talked about this on the show for the last several years. And
yes, there will be.
The reporters are all stunned, you know. Vallejo and then Stockton and now San Bernardino. How could this be happening? Nobody saw this coming. Oh, we all did.
Well, you should expect lots of bankruptcies.
We couldn't name every city where this was going to happen, but we knew it was going to happen.
Here's the thing. In these cities, roughly 75% of the budget is for employees, for payroll, health care, and pensions. 75%.
And in San Bernardino, it's 78 to be exact.
78%.
Yep.
All right, so think about this. They massively increased salaries, health care benefits, and pensions over the last 10 to 12 years, since 1999. Because once the state government drastically increased the pensions for state employees, county and cities did the same. Everybody pointed to the next town or the next state or to the state and said, we want what they've got. And so everything got escalated at the same time. And for a short period, all these governments could finance it because you had these fake booms, an internet boom, which is what launched all these increases, and then the real estate boom. But they were fake. And these idiots, and these really are some of the stupidest people on the planet who work especially in the local governments, they budgeted as if you were going to have this huge real estate boom forever. So that housing prices are going to go up 20% a year. Not only that, but more and more and more homes were going to be built. They had a huge housing boom in San Bernardino, huge housing boom in Stockton. So not only were the prices going to go up forever, but you could expand forever, and mysteriously all these people were going to move in from where I don't know. To do what? I don't know. But they were just going to keep moving in, and by moving in, that was going to jack up the price of the housing.
Plus, some of the people were buying homes with like $30,000 incomes. They're buying $300,000 homes and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, and
it was going to collapse because it couldn't sustain.
None of these geniuses could figure out that if you're making $30,000 a year, you can't afford a $500,000 house. And that if you're paying a 1% interest rate the first year, you're not going to pay the 11% interest rate in the third year. It's simple math. But
when you're an idiot politician, you don't question all that. By the way, San Bernardino's unemployment rate is around 15%. 27% of the city's residents live below the federal poverty line. That compares to 13% nationally. It's like more than double. And this is the one that got me. It comes from Mayor Pat Morris, who said, well, we've had a spending problem for some time, and he blames personnel costs. Listen to this. $126 million for employee personnel costs in San Bernardino. You know how much the city takes in total revenue? $120 million. So right there, you're already running a $6 million deficit, even without spending on anything else but employees.
How crazy is that? That was just payroll.
Just payroll.
Exceeded all the tax revenue. Just payroll, which is why...
Forget all the other overhead.
Yeah, right. No roads are going to get paved, for example. Because all the money went to payroll. All the money went to government workers. Think about last time you dealt with government workers on any level. Those people. Lifetime jobs, early retirement, fully paid health care. They don't have to pay premiums. They don't have to make a copay. There's no deductible. And they can retire early. I'm reading about one guy in Stockton. He's complaining. He retired at 58.
We're going to talk about that next.
Yeah. But they retired relatively young. Well, you can't retire at 55 or 58 and expect the taxpayers to pay until you die 40 years from now. And there aren't that many taxpayers in San Bernardino.
And don't forget, a lot of those people go back and work again, the double dippers.
Yeah. But you have double the unemployment and double the poverty in San Bernardino. Well, who's paying for this? Even if you raise taxes, there aren't enough people to raise taxes on.
Now, I believe that is a big reason for the problem. However, the union hacks in San Bernardino are saying, well, also the city officials were incompetent with the money. and they claim they built a new call center and some downtown movie theater. They started pushing money out there for all sorts of development projects, which is what we learned was true in Stockton, too. The employee unions are big. It really goes back to the politicians, though, because they kowtow to the unions because they want their support, and they give them the big contracts and the big pensions, and then they also turn around and spend money on other things, pet projects, which makes their image look good. Now, the thing that happened the other day, which I wanted to look more into, is when this city attorney, this James Penman, said that the city council in San Bernardino was given false financial information in 13 budgets over the last 16 years, claiming they were in the black when they were in the red. Mayor Morris, and now what I found out is that Morris and Penman are rivals. Penman wants to be mayor. Because Mayor Morris, and I don't know who's right here, Morris is saying no. We've known for 13 out of the last 16 years we've been running budget deficits. I was stunned by this guy's announcement. Which was my other question. How come the city attorney seems to have taken over the whole situation there? Do you have any? Is it because it's a bankruptcy filing and that's a legal matter? Well, he seemed to be like the spokeshole for the city there when this news broke. And I didn't really understand that. He's just a city attorney.
Because everyone has their Al Haig moment. They want to take charge.
I think because it was a legal matter, too, people thought, well, maybe the city attorney should.
It's an ego. The guy wants to be mayor, so he's going to present himself as the keeper of all knowledge. And he's the one who's going to reveal about all the financial chicanery that's been going on all these years.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think they had an idea. I think they just thought, like, Sacramento thinks we can escape if we just keep pushing along. Like when Schwarzenegger was governor, right? He pulled all those gimmicks and tricks to try to balance the budget. When you're put it off to kick it down the road.
But when you're down to $150,000, that's not sudden. No, it was sudden news to the outside world.
I agree.
But these morons knew for a long time that they were broke.
I agree.
I mean, $150,000?
All right, when we come back, we will talk about that other city that's in bankruptcy, which is Stockton. And John just referred to the fact that a group of retirees there are suing, asking for a restraining order against any move to cut their benefits.
What's with retired government workers? What is it with you people? We don't have any money. We're taxed to death in California. There's no more money. What's wrong with you? Are you slow? I'll speak slower for you. There is no more money. Guess that's why you're government workers. You can't understand a simple concept. John and Ken, KFI, AM 640, more stimulating talk radio.